Welcome back. You're watching a special show on VoiceSpot presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. And we have a very special guest with us, but let me give you a little introduction. KONE, a global leader in escalators and elevators, has an experience or has a heritage of over 110 years, dedicated to enhancing urban life by prioritizing quality, comfort, safety, sustainability, and most important, forward-thinking innovation. Operating in India since 1984, KONE is committed to societal responsibility and offers comprehensive solutions to not just developing but also maintaining these elevators. Joining me now is Let's Speak with Mr. Amit Gusain, Managing Director, India and South Asia, KONE Elevators. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Mr. Gusain.
Same here, Ambika. Nice to be here.
To begin with, I think 40 years, a long time in India. If you can take us through KONE's journey in the last 4 decades, how's it been?
Right, so firstly, KONE, like you said, is actually over 113 years globally, a Finnish company, Finnish heritage, and Finland is a country known for education and innovation. One of the prominent companies of Finland. We've been in India for 40 years now. We are today the largest manufacturer of elevators and escalators. But it's been a hard journey. 1984 came in with a collaboration. You couldn't have a majority stake. 1992, when liberalization happened, bought 100% and then became a wholly owned subsidiary of KONE Corporation. And we've actually been investing ever since, slow and steady. And the real estate has also been growing slow and steady. But the last, I'd say 10 to 12 or 15 years have been quite fast, especially the last few years for the real estate industry. So while we did have a lot of elevators and escalators manufactured in India and some imported, today we have the largest manufacturing factory for elevators and escalators in South and Southeast Asia. The largest factory for elevators is actually also a KONE factory, which is in China, but this one, Make in India, we make here, very proud to do that in Sriperumbudur near Chennai. Secondly, we introduced a lot of technology through the years. We came up with recently 24/7 connected services, which is IoT-based, cloud-based technology to monitor the elevators. Before that, we also introduced smart elevators, and then from mechanical to the smart elevators to now. So it's been a very good journey, and we have a very good team. We've now grown. Today we employ about 5,800 people permanently. We have large technology center in Chennai, which employs about 1,300 people. Another technology center in Pune, which employs about 250 people. So we are expanding, we are making in India, and we will also export. So make in India for the globe.
What factors have really, played an important role in this evolution?
Yeah, firstly, I think our economy has been up and down in India. And, that was one of the main factors. So the investment had to be there because we were sure about the future of India. And that we can see now. Similarly, the real estate industry has really come up very nicely. Very sustainable buildings coming up. And I think because everybody is now looking for housing and the government is working on housing for all, there is luxury housing, so real estate is something with a large population which will keep picking up. So, we were very sure of the future of India anyway, so we kept investing. And like I said, and you're also saying slow and steady, it had to be slow and steady, and now it's quite fast because things are happening quite fast now.
That's great, but when we talk about in any company, in any work, any business, I think customer really is key. So how do you prioritize at KONE customer satisfaction?
So it's a good question because at KONE, all our strategies have been very customer centric. India in the KONE world has the highest customer satisfaction index.
Wow.
We also have one of the highest employee happiness index. And I've been always saying happy employees is equal to happy customers is equal to happy stakeholders. We work on our values. Again, at the core of our values is the customer. So our values are care, it's customer, it's collaboration, it's courage. And care for our employees, for our customers, and customer being at the center, we look at him to see the innovation that they need and keep evolving and keep innovating. Then of course the collaboration within the teams and with the customer is important. And courage to do things and do things fast, which we've been doing over the year.
But just moving on, a significant change that, or an achievement, if you see what over the years, we've seen how evolution has happened. We've spoken about the journey. Obviously, take us through a little bit about that. Tell us about that.
We have the world's largest elevator in India, and in the world is actually in India. The world's largest elevator is in India, which is in the Geo Center, 235 passengers. So when the Geo Center was being created, we created this largest elevator. In that Geo Center, we have 188 escalators and elevators. India's fastest elevator, it's an Oberoi 360, that's also a Kone elevator, 8 meters per second. And some of the highest towers in India have Kone elevators. So we've evolved with technology, we've evolved with manpower and training, and we've kind of built world-class elevators here. We give world-class service.
Obviously, we've spoken about your journey, what all you've been doing, but developing these high-quality elevators has its own challenges, has risks. How do you cope with those challenges?
It's not a challenge, it's actually an opportunity.
Okay.
So when we look at developing high-quality elevators, we talk to our customers. We find out what their need is. For example, we created iMono design in India, which is linked to Vastu. So customers were saying, we want a Vastu designed elevator. Now you can't design the exact placement of an elevator because that's to the builder and the building. But then we have the 5 elements, the fire and the water etc. on Vastu, and we created those designs. So today, then we refresh those designs again after 5 years. Today we have 37 designs, interior designs on elevators, and we have architects in our technology center that work on it. So this is just one example. Then a lot of customers said we want really sustainability as the focus. So we started looking at regenerative drives, looking at various sustainable options and technologies to do that.
I want to ask you, I was reading about Kone Ultra Rope and Kone EcoDisc. If you can tell us and our viewers a little bit about the technology and how does it improve efficiency? How different is it from the traditional way?
Yeah, so Kone Ultra Rope, if you see an elevator rope, a traditional rope is what? It's steel, very heavy. Ultra Rope is carbon fiber, very light, and a longer life. Now, for higher buildings and higher speeds, the lighter the elevator, the safer it is. EcoDisc is again, it's a machine with permanent magnets, which has reduced the size of the machine of the elevator, making it more sustainable and more efficient.
How are you ensuring, or what are some safety features integrated into Kone elevators, if you can tell us?
I just say in general, there are 3 things I'd like to point out here. Firstly, I tell our teams that the most important part of our business is safety. Now we've created a lot of things within our elevators. Firstly, we've got automatic rescue device, and that, when an elevator comes down and there is no power, let's say, the door should actually open. Okay, now that's also become a lift standard in a lift standard. We follow every norm of lift standards. Secondly, we also introduced the 24/7 connected services. Now what is 24/7 connected services? It's a predictive maintenance. So the machine actually through the cloud, IoT, predicts, right? It predicts that the machine is going to fail. So our technician goes, our service engineer goes, fixes the elevator even before it fails. The machine sends a message to the machine that there is going to be something wrong, and the technician goes and fixes it before anything happens. So what Kone told our customers is, we will have IoT based the same technology for your existing elevators. We'll invest a little, which is a box, and then the same mechanism can work. So this is another safety feature that we've added, but all our teams are very safe. You see a site of construction and you see within that a Kone site, it'll be completely different because everybody is in PPEs, helmets, like all other sites.
To ensure safety in every aspect.
Exactly. And everything is also written down properly there.
I think that's good to hear. I mean, all your customers are also just good to know that safety is of paramount importance. Just moving on a little bit on corporate social responsibility. And you have spoken about sustainability, but sustainability and environmental protection is now kind of a norm. Tell us a little bit about the work which Kone is doing in this space. And why do you think it's relevant for everyone to be working in this space?
So we are very focused on education, especially in and around our factory, the villages there. We have a lot of villages that we look after. We have single teacher schools. They teach the economically weak sections of the society in and around. And then, good students come out of that. That's number one. So we've got a lot of these centers. Secondly, we also work on Swachh Bharat in a way because we clean India. You must have seen some flowers painted with different colors on sustainability, and sometimes you might see a Kone
Kone,
logo
yeah.
here and there. But more importantly, we do that. It does two things. One, it keeps the city clean. Secondly, it also employs some of these painters and artisans from the villages who are really good in this art. Thirdly, we also clean waterways. There are some ponds, specifically in Chennai and some other parts, that we work on. We have a medical van in the northeast, which runs in Guwahati, to take care of some of the medical needs of the villages there. So these are some of the things we're very, very focused on.
Wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for speaking with NDTV and coming on our show.
Thank you very much.
It's really been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.